What is going on, guys? Welcome to Grego's TV Daily Rewind. This is where we go back a week, give you all your tech news stories from the past week and give them in one single video. And I have a question. Do you guys want me to include the Q&A sections of these videos next time and next week? I haven't been doing it since I started it in these recap videos, but if you want them, I will. But regardless, we had a huge week. Galaxy Z Fold 3 out the wazoo, like information and just everything about that phone that we that's kind of got out about it. An update for the Z Fold 2, putting it in line like the Z Fold 3. Information on the S21, the Beta, One UI4. So much more, guys. Enjoy this week's episode, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's jump into our story/question that I have for you guys. As you know, the Galaxy Note line is maybe dead at this point. It might never come back, or it might. But regardless, it's a good question to ask, and I got the idea from Ice Universe. Let's check out his tweet and then jump into the discussion. So first of all, his tweet says, if Samsung has decided to end the Note, I suggest that Samsung publish an article on Samsung Newsroom, which is their website for their news articles, to inform consumers that the Galaxy Note has ended. In this case, a large number of loyal Note users will not have to wait any longer. This is also responsible for the users at hand. So what he's basically saying is, should Samsung go onto their website and put an editorial about the Galaxy Note phone being dead, that it's been discontinued, that it's no longer going to be made, and it's been replaced by phones that still have S Pen support, such as the S21 Ultra and the Z Fold 3 and whatever other phones they come out with in the future? Do you think Samsung should do this? It's a very, very valid question. I think when we go through all the answers, I think one, most companies, I feel like, unless I'm just completely, not remembering, I feel like most companies would just let this fade off into the wind and not say anything. Like, it would just be like, whatever happened on the Note? It hasn't been out in 3 years. The company never said anything about it. Some companies might, but I think Samsung's, I don't know if they're one of those companies that would just put a piece that said goodbye to the Note so that everybody has a clear-cut answer, and we know, rather than saying, oh, we now have these other phones. Like, they've said it kind of in the past, like, oh, the Note's not coming out this year, but we have some other phones that do have S Pen support, rather than just saying the phone is never coming back, most likely, but we do have these phones. And I think it's a good question. Should they actually say it? And I think for me to answer that question, I think if it was my company, if I was Samsung, I would say this phone is dead. This phone's never coming back, maybe, but I would say never coming back. We have these other phones that will replace it. And maybe they're waiting for a phone that actually has the full capable functionalities that the S Pen for the Note has. And I know they have the S Pen Pro that's coming out that will have all these features, but it's huge and it's not really fitting into phones like the Note does. So I'm guessing that's what maybe Samsung's doing, is they're waiting for a phone that does have full S Pen functionality, aka Bluetooth, built into it. The other piece of the puzzle is, how many people actually care that the Note is dead or will even go searching for it? I would guess the larger number of people, 80 to 90%, maybe more, don't even know that there is not a Note phone this year, or even care if there's a Note phone this year. I think people just buy a phone because they buy a phone. Like, they buy a Samsung phone and they'll buy any Samsung phone. It doesn't have to be a Note phone. It could be an S phone or whatever phone that they have. So I think the greater majority of people wouldn't even realize or care. I think obviously the people that watch my videos or go onto YouTube to watch how-tos or reviews on phones on the regular are the people that care, but I think that's a much lower minority of people versus the majority of people that would really not care. So I think that's another reason why Samsung probably won't go out of their way to actually say that it's completely dead, and they'll kind of just leave it up to mystery. But let's jump into the news first. And our first story is about the Google Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. And the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro are getting a feature that are not even on the new Galaxy phones or even on iPhones. Check this out. So this information has been from Android Police and Max Weinbach, saying exclusive, Google's new Pixel stand for the Pixel 6 should support 23-watt fast wireless charging. You can't even charge that fast wirelessly, again, on Samsung phones or iPhones. You can on other phones, such for OnePlus and Xiaomi and Huawei and stuff like that. But In terms of Pixel doing this before Apple, and Samsung has a pretty big feat. It's not like they couldn't do it, they just don't. So this is very, very, very good. So you're gonna be able to charge your phone wirelessly probably in about an hour, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit longer, but this is great news overall for the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. Next up, one of the nice things about the Galaxy Z Fold 3 is it has the newest software. It runs the newest One UI software, which is 3.1.1, which puts it and gives it a couple of more features that aren't on the Galaxy Z Fold 2. Well, if you have a Galaxy Z Fold 2, there's an update rolling out right this moment that's gonna put you right in line with the Galaxy Z Fold 3, so you have to never fret anymore. 3.1.1 is rolling out, and as you can see, it's going to bring with it some of the features that are already on the Z Fold 3, such as drag and split. So with drag and split, you don't have to open a new tab and switch back and forth between windows. The feature lets you simply drag the link you want to check to the edge of the screen and open it in a new window. You also have multi-active window and natural window switching, and then you also have the rotate all apps, which is Z Fold only. So this update is rolling out right now. Take advantage of it if you haven't already. And the last story of the day, as you can see right here, Ice Universe breaking a little news here about the Galaxy Books Fold 17. And just what it sounds like, it's literally a folding laptop. So the screen should fold. There's rumors of it having an under display camera, so when you use the webcam, you wouldn't really see it. So I don't know exactly when that's coming out. I would assume fairly soon. But very interesting, very cool, folding laptop. And you're like, my laptop already folds. Yeah, it folds in half, but the display should also fold. We'll see how it ends up looking and how it works and how great it is, and it's gonna be big, 17-inch tablet, I assume, since it's Galaxy Book Fold. What do you think about that? Let's jump into the tech news. First story of this day is about the Galaxy Buds Pro. Now, we also have the Galaxy Buds 2, which brought some extra features. What about the Galaxy Buds Pro? Are they gonna get those features? Yes, they are, because there's an update rolling out right this moment. And if you have a Galaxy Buds Pro, you can check for the update in the Galaxy Wearable app. And if you don't see it, you can go back later and check for it. But ultimately, the features that you're going to get are that you're going to get ambient sound is now available during calls, so which is great. So you can have phone calls and hear what's going on around you with ambient sound. It also has added noise controls feature. It's also added noise controls with one earbud, so you can just have one earbud in there and still do your noise controls. And it's added a customized ambient sound feature, so you can control how much ambient sound you actually are going to have with you and all that. So this is great update. Check for it. I haven't checked for it yet. I just saw that on the news that it's there. I will probably check tomorrow or the next day when I actually use my buds. I don't know if I use them again today, but yeah, if you have this update, put it in the comments down below. But a very nice update rolling out if you have those buds. Next up, as you can see from this tweet right here from John Prosser, new exclusive Samsung Galaxy S21 Fan Edition, not launching on September 8th as previous reports have claimed. This device is actually coming in late October, and when you look towards the bottom just below the photo, you can see exclusive S21 launching October 29th. So if you're looking to grab the Galaxy S21 Fan Edition, it doesn't look like it's going to launch in September. It's going to launch almost at the very end of October. So basically 2 months away from this fully launching. We're talking about all of September, all of October, and you could purchase that phone, and then you probably might not even receive it till November, depending upon when and where you order it from. Remember, this phone is going to be that slice of mid and upper tier phones, a little bit mixed together. Some things missing, some things added. It's not going to be a bad phone at all if you're looking to save a little bit of money and get that kind of mid to high tier type of phone. And our last story of the day before we get into our questions is about Microsoft. We don't talk about Microsoft a lot on here, but again, this year, I have high hopes, just like I did last year, for the Surface Duo. That is Microsoft's foldable dual screen phone. I know a lot of you guys are not interested or don't care or have just completely looked down upon this phone, but you gotta have hope, because if it had fixed some of the things that I talked about in my video that I released earlier today about the Surface Duo 2, if that Surface Duo 1 had some of the things that I think are going to be in the Surface Duo 2 and that I'm hearing are going to be in the Surface Duo 2, that would have been a bad, awesome phone. Bad meaning good phone. So like, I think we're gonna reach that this year, and what's the exciting part of it is we know when it's going to launch, or at least when they're gonna tell us about the phone, because they've sent out a little email here. Max Weinbach got it, and he was kind enough to post it on his Twitter, and he says, "Hi Max, Microsoft attendees And Microsoft invites you to tune in for the Microsoft Fall 2021 webcast on September 22nd, 2021, where the company will talk about devices and Windows 11. The link below will be accessible for those who want to view the webcast at 11 a.m. on September 22nd. You can go to view it at microsoft.com/event. So look like September 22nd, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern is when you'll be able to view that. And they'll probably talk about all their basically new Surface products, having to be laptops, tablets, and or the Surface Duo. They've got to talk about the Surface Duo too. We've seen the back of what the phone's going to look like, the tri-camera setup. I'm excited about this phone. We're being not let down with the Z Fold 3 because it's really seemingly almost lateral upgrade versus the Z Fold 2. This, I'm hoping, will be a huge upgrade and be like, wow, this is the phone I wanted last year. We're getting it this year, and I'm stoked about it. Let's jump into the tech news. First story of the day is about the Galaxy Z Fold 3. And if you want to see how it looks when it's cracked, like the screen is cracked, and obviously every crack is going to be different. I didn't crack my phone, thank God, yet. Hopefully I don't. Got a nice case on here. Hopefully it'll protect it. With that said, check this out. This comes from Max Weinbach, and you can see with his tweet, he's saying that, he says, don't drop a flip on a fold. He's talking about the Galaxy Z Flip 3 on his fold. And it's not awful looking. I mean, you can see it's a little speck of a micron in the middle there below where it says Wednesday. If you go about an inch or two down, it looks like that's where it is cracked. And then he gets a little bit closer, showing it off. It looks like a pretty little rainbow cut into the middle of the phone. Hopefully he can get that fixed very, very soon. I'm assuming he's gonna get it fixed. Obviously he didn't have any kind of screen protector except that film screen protector that comes on top of the phone, which will not help it with cracks. It's really gonna be for scratches. So I don't think that the little film protector on here is gonna really protect you from anything more than a scratch. So bad news for him, but I guess it's a learning lesson to not drop your flip on your fold. Next up, Samsung put out this video, as you can see here. You definitely want to watch this video. It's actually really cool. But I captured some of the screenshots from the video, and it shows off this amazing 7.2-inch multi-foldable OLED device. It's called the Flex In and Out. And they show it basically with it completely open. They don't show it closing or anything, but you can see some of the captions say it's a 7.2-inch multi-foldable OLED in mid-2020, mid-2021. Doesn't mean it's gonna come out this year, but it just kind of shows it off. Here's another photo here showing that you have the photo, it's on the left and on the bigger screen, and down the middle there, you see basically your information bar. It shows you're connected to Wi-Fi, the time and things like that. And so your camera's all the way over to the left. We see another photo that says it's possible to infold and outfold like an S-curve, so meaning you can outfold it or infold it. So it's got a lot of different directions that it can go rather than just like fold in like a Galaxy Z Fold 3. Here's another photo that says you can carry it as a compact size when folded. Again, it's just, they're not showing it you physically, they're just telling you this. So don't think that 7.2-inch screen is gonna fit in your pocket unless you close it up. They also show that you can do split screen multitasking. So you could have, for instance, your calendar on the right and then maybe whatever you have on the left to do something else. So it looks like these displays look pretty big. Here it is again, just from another angle, showing off like the home screens. Man, we're lucky to be living in such a crazy time. I mean, you think about 10 years ago, everyone just had a candy bar phone. Even 5 years ago, everyone just had a candy bar phone. We're now in the last few years where foldables and flip phones have come back with these amazing displays and their amazing hardware, and it's only gonna get crazier and cooler as time goes on, as you can see just from these photos. And our last story of the day, I should have mentioned this earlier, this is a few days ago, but it's official, the One UI4 Beta is coming first to the Galaxy S21 series in September. It's not going to come everywhere. It's not going to be for everyone. More details will come out about that, but I know Korea, Germany, USA, obviously some other locations as well, but it looks like it's going to be on that S21 series of phones. First One UI4 to take advantage of that. Let's jump into the tech news. So I have been wearing my Galaxy Watch 4 Classic for the past 2 days. I've made it the point. I put the charger next to my bed, like my friend Luke said, like, put it next to your bed, make a point of charging it, make a point of starting to use it, and I've started to. I forgot to take it on my walk today, but It's on my wrist, you can see, and I'm starting to install some apps. I'm looking for some cool apps, and I saw an article from XDA about a walkie-talkie app that Samsung just put out. I'm looking to find one of my buddies that actually has the Galaxy Watch 4 and can install this app, because you need a Watch 4, and you can install this app. It's free, it's from Samsung, but it allows you to do a walkie-talkie feature with your friends. So like, I guess it beeps, and then you hear the message on your watch, and then you can respond. I don't think it like saves it so you can listen to it later. It might, but I don't think it does. I think it's just like you better hear it right then and there, or you miss the message. So it's still really cool. I know Apple Watches already have this feature, but hey, we got it now too, and it's kind of like a beta type software, so it might not work that well, but I have it installed on my watch. I'll show you real quick. If you probably can't see it, but I moved it all the way to the top. I got it here. It's ready to rock and roll. I'm just waiting for one of my buddies to grab the app so I can talk to them. So yeah, very cool. I'll link the app down below if you want to download it. You need the Galaxy Watch 4 or Watch 4 Classic to take advantage of this app, but it's out right now and it's free. And our last story of the day is about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 and the water resistance and the durability of the folding mechanism of this phone. And it's really just a promo video. I thought I would kind of show it off because it's interesting. If you want to watch the full version of it in full screen, it's linked down below. But ultimately, it shows off Samsung, and I believe it's China. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me. But I think it's the Chinese language, and they're talking about the durability of the folding and how good it is at folding and how reliable it is, and then they ultimately jump into showing it underwater. And you don't see this a lot of the time with phone manufacturers when they say it has water resistance. They don't generally show, look at it swimming in the water, and they kind of do that in this video. They show it in water, which is a nice little thing because they're confident in the water reliability of this phone, and it's the first foldable phone that I know of that is actually water resistant. So very, very cool, I thought. And again, if you want to check it out, it's linked down below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. New videos every single day. Question for you guys is, what is the most needed feature that you think in the Z Flip 3 and Z Fold 3? Was it water resistance? Like in terms of quality of the phone, in terms of durability, I should say. Like the durability, is it how strong and smooth the closing mechanism is with the hinge? Is it the glass? Is it the less weight but more durability? What is it to you? For me, I would say my happiest feature with this, in terms of something I don't have to worry about, is water resistance. That's definitely for me, but let me know. Let's dive into this video. The first and only story of the day before we get into the questions is, how many windows or apps can you run at once on the Galaxy Z Fold 3? Now, very easily you can pull up 3, and I'll just go 3 here real quick on here. So I have one that says 3. Okay, so I've got 3 right there. So I've got 3 running right there. I pulled it over, but then ultimately you can pull over another 5 just by swiping over and then bringing up something like this. So you can do these little floating windows. You drag it into the middle, and then you can drag it to where you want. Now, it's not the most optimal. So with that said, you can have 3 standard windows on there, and then you can have 5 more floating. That means you can run 8 windows at once, okay? But there's a little bit of a trick, especially if you have floating windows already going on there. Like if you have that picture-in-picture thing going on, like YouTube likes to have you do, you can have more than that. Check this out. I saw this on Reddit. I thought this was pretty interesting. And he said 4 apps at once. I raise it to 9 apps at once. And you see this, and it's completely cluttered and crazy looking, but it just goes to show you, with a little thought and a little cleverness, you can run 9 windows at once. I mean, again, you have to have that picture-in-picture thing going on with some of this. You could probably get even more than 9 if you have other video apps that can run picture-in-picture, or other apps that just run picture-in-picture on here. So very interesting. But yeah, 9 apps at once. Can't really do a lot with that because it's just not that big of a screen, and the way everything is situated and all that, but it's pretty nuts. Let's jump into the tech news. First story of the day is, if you're on AT&T and you still have an old phone that only does 3G, it does not do LTE or even 5G, obviously, then you're getting a free phone from AT&T if you like it or not, or they'll ask you to upgrade. And if you don't upgrade, again, they will send you a free phone. What's that free phone, you ask? Well, some people are getting, iPhone SE2, some people are getting these really cheap Androids, but then other people are getting some cool devices, if you do say so myself. They're getting Galaxy S9s and guess what else? Galaxy Note 9s. This is going on right now, where you'll potentially get a free Galaxy Note 9 from AT&T, no strings attached. You literally don't own anything, but the phone will become pre-activated within 30 days. Now, they're only sending these free phones to people that have 3G and under only phones, because they're getting rid of their 3G network early 2022. So you're gonna have to upgrade regardless. Anyway, and it's crazy to think 3G is completely going away. Like, I remember when I had 3G on my iPhone 3G, and that thing was fast. I could FaceTime on it, I could download stuff, I could stream stuff. I had no problems with basically doing everything. And now we're at the point where 5G, and it's just amazing we're getting rid of friggin' 3G at this point. I mean, it's been a long time, don't get me wrong. It's been over, 10, 15 years, but still, it's wild to think that this is finally going away, and you potentially might be getting a Note 9 if you still have one of these old phones. Last story of the day before we get into our Q&A portion of the video is about folding phones. Now, we have the Galaxy Z Fold 3, an amazing phone. I just did a review, check out that video. It should be at the end of this video, just click on it and you can watch it. But beyond that, what about the new iPhone Fold? Now, this is tons of pun, but it was too funny not to post. So check this out. This was made by Sergeant Bonsai, and he made this whole thing up where you can see it's basically, he just took a Galaxy Z Fold 3 model and then stuck a bunch of notches on it with the iPhone camera setup. It's funny because hopefully Apple doesn't make it this way, but you can see it's got literally 3 notches on the phone, and they use the notches to house the camera, but also to house the unlocking of the face, the face unlock that's completely secure. And it just looks so ridiculous. Obviously it has the S Pen on the side, but it's showing that it would possibly have the iPhone's pen on there. And then you get the huge camera setup on the back, which is again, just ginormous and huge and just completely ridiculous. And hopefully if iPhone does make an iPhone Fold, it looks nothing like this, because it would be the complete laughingstock of the tech world. But if iPhones did make a iPhone Fold, what do you think they would make it look like? Do you think it would look like this? Do you think it'd be something a little bit sexier, something cooler? Let me know in the comments down below. That'll be your question of the day. With that said, let's jump into the Q&A portion of the video and drop that beat! First question comes from Guy. He says, how do you or can you run multiples of the same app? I'll be honest with you, I don't usually try to do that. I don't think you can, but we'll try. So I'm going to open up, and I'll just open up Google Chrome first. I've got that open, and now I've got my Google Chrome. I'm going to swipe over here. I got Chrome here again. Let's see if I can just pull in a multiple of the app. So it won't let me do it with Google Chrome. I don't think it's going to work. Let me just do. Oh, you know what? It would probably work if I have dual versions of an app, which I don't right now. Like they have the dual versions of like FaceTime, of Facebook and Snapchat, but again, I don't have dual versions of that. Possibly then you could do it, but it doesn't look like I'll open the calculator. Let me see if I can do it with a calculator. Yeah, it's not letting me do multiple versions of the same app. If you know of a way of doing it, tell me, but it doesn't look like you can do the same app twice, split, at least from what I can see. St. Louis 81 asked me about my Z Fold 3, if I charge it all the way to 85% or 100%. When I charge it, I do it all the way to 100%. I'm not personally that worried due to the fact that I'm not going to keep this phone longer than a year. I'll upgrade to the next one unless the next one's completely horrible. But then at that point, I'd probably just change phones regardless if I still do so. I generally don't keep it longer than a year, so I'm not worried about the battery completely degrading to a point where I'm not going to be able to use it within a year. So it should be fine, especially after 2 years. That'd be the point where I'd be like, all right, it's time to upgrade no matter what. American Badass Apparel says, I've been holding out upgrading my Note 9 to the Fold 3, and he's OCD about protection. He says, you love your case. Why? What other cases would you recommend? Is the exposed spine hinge an issue? Is it weak point for damage? Also, what are your thoughts on attempting to put on better screen protectors? Your hands-on knowledge makes it easier to make big, expensive decisions. Thanks. So the reason I love this case is a couple of reasons. So this is the spec case. I've done a video on it. Search my channel. You should be able to find it. I like it because it's clear. It's got microband technology, so it'll keep away some of the germs that it could develop. It is a little bit of a thick case, so it does give protection basically everywhere. So I wouldn't be too worried about dropping this case. And other cases that people like are the speaking cases, the heavy duty one. There's one that's like 80 or 90 bucks. I can't think of the exact name, but you can look on Amazon and grab that one. I mean, sure, if you hold the phone like this and you drop it face down on cement or something, you probably will damage that, but it would be, I don't think it would break the phone. Also, with that said, when you're using this, I'm assuming you're probably gonna be like me, and when you're using it, you're gonna be using it in the big screen, and at that point, it is protected. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. You have a couple things here. Not only will you have a case on it, but you'll also have insurance. If you get it through Samsung, you get the free year of insurance, so you can get it fixed or replaced for a fairly low cost. And then screen protectors, I would just go with the Whitestone ones. I've done videos on them. I haven't done installation. I don't use them personally, but I know a lot of people live by them. Buy it on Amazon, pick one up, and or through their website, and check it out, see if you like it. LA Latino says that the pop socket helped to keep the phone upright, and do you recommend to stick below the 30 cameras? Thank you for your time. So it depends how you hold it. I hold the phone in my right hand. If you hold it in your right hand, definitely place it just below the cameras, a little bit below the cameras. I feel like that's the best spot. Maybe even a slightly, I feel like I put mine a little bit too high. I probably would drop it down a little bit lower. Like I'm literally touching the bottom. I would just drag it down just a little bit lower. And due to the fact, because now when I touch the fingerprint sensor, I have it a little bit too high, but I don't feel like taking it off. So yeah, I would recommend putting it there. It does hold up the phone at this angle and this angle, but if you're putting it straight up, it kind of wobbles. It's not because it's obviously it's only held up on one side, but yeah, it does otherwise. Terrapill Industries says, how much is it to replace the Galaxy S21 Plus screen panel because I'm seeing a dead pixel? They're not gonna replace it for you for a dead pixel. I don't even know if you just tell them, say, hey, I have a dead pixel, I wanna replace the screen. I don't know if they actually will. I don't know. It's probably gonna be like 300 bucks, I would guess, 200-300 bucks. Amador Rodriguez says, my question is Snapdragon or Exynos version? I'm assuming he's talking about the Galaxy Z Fold 3. There's only the Snapdragon version that I know about. I haven't had an Exynos version of this phone, I think didn't the Note 5, wasn't that Exynos? I'd be down getting an Exynos version if it was a great performer versus like the Snapdragon, so I'm not against it, but I mean, I've only had the Snapdragon versions for like such a long time. Sogo24, hey Greg, what makes the best screen protector for the Watch 4? I have my Watch 4, I'm gonna do a video on it. I haven't put a screen protector on it. I don't really have an answer for you. I'd probably just go on Amazon and put in Galaxy Watch, and you're probably gonna do the same thing, Galaxy Watch 4 screen protector, see which one has the best reviews, which I'd get the Spigen one. Spigen makes awesome stuff. Get the Spigen one. Yeah, there you go. Get the Spigen one. It's $12.99, get that one. Arcadia Burger says, thank you for helping me. Question, why do phone makers make it so difficult to uninstall apps that there is a market for videos that walk you through the process? I'm not sure, it's not hard to uninstall an app. So, I mean, uninstalling an app obviously is as easy as just either going on your home screen or your whole app screen. You can also go into settings and do it, and just pressing and holding the app. Let's just say we'll do UFI security, and then hitting uninstall. It's as easy as that. Now there are some pre-installed apps that you can't remove for whatever reason because the carrier put it there or whatever, but you can disable it. So if it's an app like that, you can disable it and kind of just put it out of its misery, but it's still on your phone. Other than that, you're probably gonna have to hack the phone, unlock it, and not unlock it in that sense, but like, I can't think of the word right now. Someone throw it in the comments down below what I'm talking about. Basically, put it into hack it, and you can uninstall the app that way. But then at that point, you're compromising the software. You're doing a lot of extra legwork. So is it worth it for you at that point? I don't know, but yeah, you should definitely be able to disable it the same way I just showed you how to uninstall it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Thanks for all the questions. If you have a questions, put the word question in the comments down below of basically any one of my videos. I can find it pretty easy that way. So have a great day. We'll see you down the road.